Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Your College in the Morning, brought to you through the facilities of Trent Radio on 92.7 CFFFM. I'm Zach.
And I'm Kelsey.
And we are coming at you from Trent University, located in Peterborough,
Ontario.
Mm-hmm. This is our spooky episode, because as we know, Halloween is right around the corner. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure many people have many fun things, I'm sure, planned for the next couple days. And to get them in the spooky spirit. And we want to add to that spirit. Add to our community of spookiness. Mm-hmm. Today, I think we're just going to go over some spooky stories of our life. So, Kelsey, do you want to start? I think you had a good story we were discussing earlier.
Sure. You see, I'm not telling a scary story.
Oh, you are, though.
This is just a time when I was very scared. Which could be a scary story.
And it's a story.
And it's a story. Okay, perfect. There we go. Just for context. So I grew up in a very, very small town. So, everyone knows each other. Everyone, And my neighbors, they lived right across the street from me. And
That's typically neighbors.
And they go full out for every single holiday. Like, even Valentine's Day, they'll deck out their whole house in, these, cardboard hearts and just... And anyway, and
kids?
St. Patrick's Day, they do, yes. They're older. It's cute.
It's cute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
Cute then.
And so, so you would assume if they're going full out for Valentine's Day and St. Patrick's Day, then Halloween has got to be a good one. And so growing up, this house would always be the house to go to, and people would be terrified to go to it. I remember my first time walking up, I think, and I feel like this is more of a classic one that a lot of houses do if they're trying to scare people on Halloween. People will dress up in really baggy clothes and sit on a bench and wear a big mask, and it looks like it's a fake person.
Yeah, well, and they have when I was growing up, they would have the bowl.
Yeah, take one.
So you think these people just didn't want to give out candy or didn't want their doorbell ring, but then the guy's wow!
Yeah, or grabs your hand. Yeah. So that was my first. The guy just stood up, and I was petrified, and I was so scared. Meanwhile, it's my neighbor, so I know him. But then a few other times I remember there's these twin girls that were wearing grape costumes. I don't know. It was very cool. They were inflatable grapes.
Were they
it's very
each
cool.
A single grape, or were they both vines?
Each a certain. No, they were a vine of grape.
Oh.
Yeah. And
were they both grapes?
They just had the same costume.
And they were twins?
They were twins, yeah. And I just remember seeing them, running away, from the house, screaming. Because they were terrible.
Younger than you or older?
Hard to tell. But this other time that, our neighbor would sometimes... I'm hoping it was fake, a chainsaw. Yeah. And he would chase people down. I live on a hill. And he would chase people down the hill.
Is this on Halloween?
This is on Halloween, yes. Okay. And they do have, spooky music going as well. It's a whole, they have, a ditch, too, so there will be people, hiding in the ditch. And so they really make you work for your candy. If you want that candy, you gotta be tricked. You gotta be tricked. And so, but then I'm getting older, I'm catching on to all of these tricks.
Yeah, it's smoke and mirrors. That's all it is.
And I remember this was the year or the year after that It came out, and the new one, obviously. So clowns were such a big thing.
Well, do you remember in 2016 or something when the murder clowns were a thing, and now I don't know if any of the clowns actually murder people.
No, but they would just there'd be videos of them just walking on the street, and that's kind of similar to, have you seen what's going on with the whole Smile thing right now?
No, no.
Tell
me about it.
Okay, so there's the movie Smile, the horror movie.
Yes, I'm familiar.
Yeah, okay, perfect. But there's people in like baseball stadium stands.
Okay, I
that
kind of
that will just, they'll sit there and they'll smile at you or like at the camera, and it's so creepy. Like they'll be walking up like the steps, and, like going to their seat, and like if I was someone sitting beside someone smiling like that, I would be like so scared. Anyways, so the year that like this film came out, and all these people are dressing up as it for Halloween, like as their costume. Yeah. It's on like everyone's like doors. I don't know, like people are really like hyping it up. Yeah. And I can't remember if it was the day before Halloween or if it was just like earlier in the day of Halloween. You know when like the like little kids are like starting to like, like it's like daylight and you know, and so it might have been then, but. My mom, like, texted me. I was in my room, and I have a window that faces this, like, scary house. Yeah. And my mom texted me to, like, look out my window because there was a really cute dog or something. Okay. And, however, she did trick me. And there was a clown at my window.
Right at your window?
That looked exactly...
Do you live in a bungalow?
In a bungalow?
Like, you only have a basement and a main floor.
Yes. Okay. Yes. And I did not know it was called that. That's weird. Wow. Anyway. But this it was staring right at me, and I almost like peed my pants. I got so scared.
Yeah, I mean.
And that's just the story of my scary neighbors. I'm excited to see what they're going to do this year. Yeah. They seem to switch it up every so often, but who knows? Maybe they'll do like a little... like Vecna, Stranger Things, Demogorgon. I've seen, there was this one post I saw that someone had somehow like made it look like Max was like in the air from Stranger Things when she was being like, I don't know, possessed or something.
Spoilers! Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, as you were talking, I did think of some like...
Oh, perfect.
Stories. Okay, so... Well, I got some about Trent.
About Trent?
Like... Kinda. I mean, think of like, but there's like sometimes there's weird things that happen here, and they're not on Halloween. Mm-hmm. Like one time, oh my gosh, I forgot about this story. I don't even know if this is okay to share. That's how crazy it is. Nah, it is. I'm joking. But it was just like creepy, and it wasn't on Halloween. It was in the middle of March. Oh. But it was creepy. Okay, if you've been tuning in thus far, you know that. I was a COVID baby. COVID ruined my first year. Blah, 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 blah. Sob story, whatever. So, all my friends, instead of partying as normal first-year students do, we went on walks in the woods. I'm not kidding. Because it was so locked down. So,
which is so good for your mental health. What?
Yeah, I mean, no. We couldn't see anything. It was brutal. It sucked. No, true that. Walks are great for your mental health. Good point, Kelsey. Yeah. Anyways, so I don't know if you're familiar with the nature areas, but there's some on the, like kind of to the south of Gzowski. There's like big ones, and they go along the autonomy, like where it splits or whatever. But there's also some on the north of Trent, near the locks. Some people have labs there. There's like a bunch of fire pits over there. This one time, it was me and a couple of our friends, and we walked to the drumlin. So we walked through the drumlin. Okay. And then so if you go down the drumlin, there's lot P, like the big parking lot, and then there's like a path to get to you can get to the locks through this path in the woods. Behind Lot P, along the autonomy. So we're walking up this hill, and then there's like this man, and he's like pretty like tall. I mean, he was far away, but he was like pretty big guy, carrying a duffel bag.
Oh no!
And just like walking towards us, and then he stops, and we were like, "Oh no, I told it wrong." He was coming from the drumlin, and we were coming from the locks. Okay. And he was walking with a duffel bag, and we were like,
What's going on?
Hell? Like, and then he stopped and like stared at us for a while. I don't know, like I guess like telling it it doesn't.
No, that seems at midnight
weird.
too.
And it was the middle of the night, and like, I don't know, like.
Like it's different.
Why is a man? Like,
yeah.
The only people
on
that
Trent
are
campus.
Trent campus, and it was COVID, so there weren't even like you literally only saw like first years on campus.
Mm-hmm.
There was no profs.
No.
But like there's barely any profs, barely any like staff. So.
And why are you walking with a duffel bag?
And it was midnight, and he had a duffel bag. Like, it was weird.
That is creepy.
Yeah. So then we like because they were like like screaming, and I was like, I'm not trying to like be like I'm gonna call. Like, I was like
intrigued.
I think it's fine. Like, I think we can keep walking, but my friends were like, no, we have to turn around. Like we need to turn around now. So we turned around to go back over the locks, and if you can either, to get to the locks on East Bank, you can either walk through this path, like bike path thing, or you can walk like along the road. So to come back, we walked along the road, and then we're walking along the road, and we can see the other side of the river, and he's like walking up the drumlin.
That's so weird.
Like, which is just so weird. Like, why are you walking up the drumlin? Also, like, Trent is far.
Yeah, it's not like it's a school that's like right downtown and we're like a bunch of like it's very like secluded too. Like it's a university like spot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like there's no houses. There's no residential area where he's just like, oh yeah, no, he was just walking home. Like, it was weird. And then he must have turned around and gone up the drum, which also felt strange. So then, then we like went back to like our rooms, and that was it. I also would just go like walk around alone all the time, which sounds so fucking depressing, but it wasn't, and I love being outside. But whatever, it is good for your mental health. Clear your head. It's right? Walks are good, okay? don't call me out on that one. But I was going alone, and it wasn't midnight, but it was like dark, and it was the winter, so who knows what time it was? It could have been 8, could have been like 10, I don't know. But I'm going alone, and so then I go into the nature areas on the west side of the river, but where the river splits, so near where the rowing place is, but farther down where like you can take the path through like the little drumlins there, and you can go to like it'll lead to the residential area where the hockey rinks are.
Yes.
In the winter.
The good old hockey rinks.
Yeah. Anyways, if that doesn't make sense to you, it doesn't matter. The point is, I was walking in the woods, like nature areas, but far from.
That's very far. Yeah.
Drumlin, yeah. But I was
Sorry, was this at midnight?
I don't know what time it was. It was dark.
Okay.
It was dark out. So I'm walking, and I think I was on the phone with someone or something, and my phone died.
Oh no!
Crap. But whatever. Like I'm just gonna keep walking. But then I'm walking, and I don't notice until I'm like as close as we are, like not even a meter away. But I'm walking past this bench because it's dark out, and there's a guy sitting there.
Oh no!
With a duffel bag.
Sorry, the same guy?
I don't know.
Oh man.
But like
the story of the duffel man.
Duffel man. I don't know. Anyway, I kept walking.
So if you're ever out in the nature areas,
but it was like weird.
Yeah.
Like,
sorry, did he
was just sitting there?
Did you walk past him?
Yeah. And he didn't. Well, I didn't notice until I was like walking past him, and he didn't say anything. I mean, not that maybe it's just this random guy. If it was you, if you were, you recognize the story.
The duffel man.
But like strange. Strange. Yeah. I mean, and then I just kept walking, but I didn't want to go past him again because I was like, that is strange. So then I like walked back along the road, but it was just like, cause I don't know, I wasn't like scared that anything was gonna happen.
No, it's just weird.
But it was just weird, and my phone was dead, and it was just strange, and it was dark. Yeah.
Spooky.
Weird. Like I feel like things like this that are weird are almost more like terrifying.
Yeah. Like when they're not like the like classic like
chainsaw.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like just like and there's no like and nothing.
Well,
happens.
it's almost like stalkerish type things are like more scary. And like have you seen like the scariest thing ever is when in horror movies the like person who's like running for their life is doing like they're running for their life, but like the person chasing them is like casually walking and is so calm. Like that is so creepy. Oh, I hate that. Speaking of what's your favorite? Do you have a favorite Halloween movie?
Favorite Halloween movie? I don't know. I love smart horror movies. I don't like stupid horror movies. Horror movies stupid. I'm like, this sucks. Like I like Jordan Peele. Like I love Jordan Peele movies. Love Jordan Peele movies just because they're like metaphors for like social issues. And that's the real scary thing. You know what I mean? Like
so true.
And I think those are like kind of the best that play into like things that are actually like genuinely scary in the real world and like actually like something you should be like
worried about and
worried about and like plays at that emotion that we all have. So I think those are interesting. But ones that are just like crucify like fiction or like Scream
or like whatever
like
all those.
I'm like whatever. I also like I have a thing with ghosts. I don't believe in them.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't at all. But like for some reason like paranormal stuff really scares me. Like it really does. Like I don't know, it really makes my and I like everyone likes to be a little bit. But like paranormal, I'd rather watch a movie about a guy that like murders everyone than like paranormal stuff. I hate like when their heads like get all messed up. I'm like yeah. Anyways, I think we should take a second to welcome anyone who is just coming to the show. I'm Zach.
And I'm Kelsey.
We're just talking about
Halloween,
scary stories, scary experiences, Halloween experiences.
Yeah.
Welcome. You're listening to 92.7 CFFFF. Your college in the morning?
Yeah. Want to do some more rapid fire questions?
Rapid fire questions?
Yeah. I only have one. But like what was your favorite costume like growing up?
That I ever did?
Yeah.
I
was never a big like dress up Halloween person.
I did Frankenstein one year and I won the
Oh my god, that's awesome.
So, but that's like my biggest accomplishment and it was my best. My mom like made it. Like
oh my god, that's so cool.
Yeah, so it was like fun.
Wow. For some reason I always said this thing like I'm not like the biggest fan of Halloween. I don't hate it, but I'm not like I don't get overly excited for it.
Right.
However, I do love Christmas and I'm like obsessed with Christmas. So one year I did dress up as Santa for Halloween.
That's fair.
But yeah, only one other year I did a little like I was a mad scientist and I have for those of you who don't know me, I have very curly hair and so we like frizzed up my whole hair and I had like we burnt my lab coat and so it just looked like I had an explosion. Grade 6, I want to say. Grade 5 or 6. Yeah. That's the other question. How old is too old?
To trick or treat?
To trick or treat.
Oh, that's it.
I think it depends. I think if...
I don't know when the last time
No, yeah.
I think I trick or treated in grade 9.
In grade 9? Yeah, I think I was grade 8 or 9. But I think it also...
I trick or treated in grade 10 with my friend's little sister.
That's what I was going to say. I think it depends if you have a younger sibling.
I trick or treated alone. Not alone, but like with my friends.
Yeah, that's fine.
But like I feel like 14 is pretty young.
It's so young, yeah.
So like I still look like a kid.
Yeah.
Like a little kid. Like, seriously. But I don't know. Yeah. I think 13, 14.
Yeah.
Maybe slower down. But then when you're in high school I feel like people go with their like siblings.
Yeah.
Like Stranger Things kids, how old are they? And they're still trick or treating. Were they? Maybe not anymore.
They were young.
That one season, they trick-or-treated.
Yeah. Ghostbusters.
Mm-hmm. What is your favorite Halloween candy?
Oh.
Okay. No. First off, are you a Chips? I already know the answer, but for anyone listening, are you a Chips or a chocolate person?
I am.
Or a candy person?
Oh, definitely not candy. I am 100% a chocolate person.
I am 100% a Chips. And then what is your favorite overall Halloween?
I think when I was whenever I would go through my bags, I would always be excited to get a Wonder Bar for some reason. Yeah, I don't know why, and I think it's because
that is my worst candy. That sits in the bowl.
Really? Oh my gosh! Well, I'll have all of them, and I think it's because there were fewer of them. Because more people your common ones are the Kit Kat and Coffee Crisp and Aero Bar, whatever. I don't know. I would just I liked getting the single pack of a Reese's Buttercup thing. I liked those, or just whenever you would get a full size candy bar. That was awesome.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am a Chips person, and I don't like sweet food that much anymore as an adult. But as a kid, okay, I had a sweet tooth, obviously, because all kids do. Mm-hmm. And I actually would die for a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
Yeah.
They were my favorite. And I would eat all of them on Halloween. My parents would be like, what? I'd eat all of them. And then a bunch of bags of chips.
What's your favorite chip?
Is sorting all your candy.
Sorting? Yeah.
Eating so much candy, an unbelievable amount of candy.
And then you feel so sick after.
Yeah. And then your parents are you get one a day, but then sneaking it out of the bag or whatever you have. Okay, another question.
Yeah.
What did you trick or treat with? A bag, a pillowcase, a basket?
A bag.
Really?
I would have these. I don't know where we got them, but I just a typical orange and black, kind of if you went to Walmart and you got one of the fabric grocery bags. Yeah. But it was Halloween themed, so something like that. Yeah. Oh, another.
I was sleeping. Not sleeping. Pillowcase.
Oh. Yeah. I see. That just reminded me. This might be a little shady. So I actually lied. The last time I went trick-or-treating was grade 11. But however, we did, with my school, we did an event called We Scare Hunger. And so I went around to all the houses in my neighborhood and told them that we'd be coming around collecting food for a food drive. And then me and my friend who were on our Meet a Wee club went and collected all the food. So technically that was my last time trick-or-treating.
Around. You went to people's houses?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it was so cute. This one man would always have so much food for us, and he would prepare it all, and it was so cute. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I always get when people prepare those little bags.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
The amount of effort.
My nanny does that, and I think, but she lives so far out of town that maybe she gets 10 kids, and so she really puts so many things. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, no, the last time I went trick-or-treating was with my ex-girlfriend's little brother, and he has special needs, so he's in a wheelchair or whatever, and I carried him on my shoulders all night, and he's 11, and he's a pretty full-grown kid. And it was super fun, but it was brutal.
That's so cute.
It was me, my ex-girlfriend, her so it was a bunch of teenagers that were almost adults, and I feel you some of the people couldn't didn't first recognize that there were any kids with us. Actually looked like we were trick or treat, and also he doesn't talk or anything, so he didn't say trick or treat. Also, he's 11, so it was just, I think some people were hello, but they gave us candy, so it was fine.
But I also no one has there ever been anyone a Halloween Scrooge that has been no, I'm not giving you candy.
What's your costume?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, I've never had that. I've never had that experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You might get some weird looks.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But except for that.
Yeah.
Whatever. where people were like, hi, like kind of weird looks. But I've never had anyone be like, no. Have you ever gone back to a house? Have you ever hit a house twice?
Oh.
I did.
I don't think so.
Really?
No.
I would.
There were so, like...
Well, I guess you lived in a small... I'm from Ottawa, so it was different. Like, I feel like I would go in my friends' neighborhoods, and so it's not like we would switch costumes and go like...
Oh my goodness.
Go multiple times.
Wow.
Especially if people are giving out full-size chocolate bars.
Yeah, I remember one time I did trick-or-treat in I stayed at one of my friend's houses who, like, lives, like, a half an hour away from me, and, like, we did their neighborhood, and they had, like, so many full-sized chocolate bars, and I was like, this is the life. I'm coming here every year. I
lived in the neighborhood with a lot of, like, people who couldn't necessarily, like, afford to give out a ton of candy, like, whatever. So there wasn't a lot of houses open in my neighborhood, or there wasn't, like, I didn't even know people gave out full-size chocolate bars. And then I went to my friend's neighborhood, which is, like, super wealthy. Like, I think, like, Jason Spezza used to live.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe that's a lie, but
I believe it.
I think so. Like, it was, like, some hockey player lived
there,
or whatever. So it was pretty wealthy. And they would,
went full out.
Full-size chocolate bars, like, multiple. And it was probably the best. No joke. Yeah, I sure did have my pillowcase.
What about, did you ever get the, like, odd healthy snack? And applesauce. Or apples, yeah. Raisins. Or I would get juice boxes sometimes. Yeah. But like, not like the, sometimes or like a Jammers, but, like, those were good, but.
Yeah, like sometimes people give, like, ginger ale or, like, Coke.
Yeah, which just makes your bag so heavy. Yeah.
But then, like, as a kid, I was really excited about that.
Because it's like a grown-up drink.
Yeah. Well, one last question.
Okay.
Did you ever do those stupid, like, challenges that were like, if you look in the mirror and say Bloody Mary 3 times and spin around and touch your toes and
yes,
she'll kill you.
I was actually so terrified, like, all of elementary school of, like, Bloody Mary. It was such, like, a thing. I was so scared because we had this school that was almost right beside, like, our current school, but it was abandoned and run down and it hadn't been used in years. And it's where we would have our, like, cross-country practices, or, like, we would go use the field, and like, the windows were all boarded up, and it was, like, very creepy. And, like, all the grade 8s, like, grade 7 and 8s would, like, tell everyone that's where, like, Bloody Mary lived. Or if you went in there and, like, said Bloody Mary in that bathroom, maybe the story was that it got shut down because of Bloody Mary. And there was I just remembered this whole school revolved around Bloody Mary, and then they tore it down, and I had so much relief. I was like, oh my goodness, I can breathe again.
That would be, like, as a kid, that would be scary.
Yeah.
No, I was never, I say, like, I was never scared, but I wouldn't do it. Like, I wouldn't, like, as a kid, like, 6, 7, 8 or whatever, I was like, fake, but I wouldn't
do it.
I wouldn't do it.
No.
Or, like, what you say, like, the Boogeyman or Candyman?
Yeah. Or Slenderman. Oh, that was a big thing.
I loved Slenderman when I was a kid. I was kind of obsessed with that video game. Well,
so creepy.
That's our time. Thanks for listening, everyone, to our spooky episode. Hopefully you learned a thing or two.
Ooh.
Hopefully you were inspired to think about your own, reflect on your own spooky experiences, or just Halloween experiences.
Yeah. And just get excited for this Halloween.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Think about it. Hopefully. Yeah. This has been Your College in the Morning. I'm Zach.
And I'm Kelsey.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.